Hey, hello there, and a very warm welcome to Love Audio Production. My name is Paul Webber. Great to be on the stream this evening, this afternoon, this morning, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Please do let me know in the comments and let me know where you're from and who you are, of course, and then we'll say hello to you. Very good to have you along. Now, what is Love Audio Production all about? Well, we like to think of it as a safe, fun, friendly, and hopefully entertaining and informative platform for you to learn the basics in audio production. So if you guys are on board with all of that, let's get started. And it's great to be along today. Hello to Sammy Superstar is in the house. Thank you very much indeed for joining, Sammy. Hope you're okay. It's sounding really echoey tonight, isn't it? Do you think? I don't know why. It just sounds really, really echoey for some reason, which is really, really strange. Wonder where that's coming from. The microphone, of course, is the. Actually, I've swapped them around. Yeah, because this is the Marshall. Oh my gosh, it's giving feedback. No wonder. I've got the speakers up. Oh, what a difference that makes. You see, even the pros get it wrong. So-called pros, anyway. So yeah, I was thinking, that's strange. I can hear this echo. Where's it coming from? And it's because I have my speakers switched on. Stupid boy. Lesson learned. Don't have speakers on when you're trying to do a live stream. Make sure you use the headphones, all right? So, hello to Sammy, hello to you, and wherever you are, of course, joining us around the world, let us know where you're from, and it's great to see you along today. As you'll probably gather from the title and the slide that I put up earlier on, this one, in fact, we're going to be unboxing something tonight, and I'm going to tell you all about that right now. Love Audio! And what it is it's the EARMIX 16M. Okay, now this is the box it comes in. So it's an EARMIX 16M, and it's by PRESONUS, of course, which make the mixing desk that I currently use, and also the software that I use, which is Studio One 5 Pro. Now tonight I'm going to show you what is in the box. First of all, we're going to wire it up as well to the desk, and then show you what it's capable of, and kind of give you examples of how you might want to use this. And it's a pretty cool thing, because what it enables you to do is to give your musicians or your artists, or your voiceover artist, if they were in a different room perhaps, a way of controlling. Hello to Rob Thomas. A way of controlling what they can hear in their headphones and in the actual mix. Okay, so we're going to set up a mix from scratch on here on the mixing desk, and then pipe that through to the EARMIX 16M. But let's get everybody settled in first, nice and cozy. There we go. That's Rob Thomas in the house. It doesn't show your picture, Rob. That's interesting. Oh, Rich Vibes is in the house. What's in the box, Mr. Webber? It is a PRESONUS EARMIX 16M. It's effectively a headphone monitor mix. So what it does is enables the musician or the singer or the artist or the voiceover artist, whatever it might be, to control the level of audio coming from the desk into their headphones. So, for instance, if you were a guitarist and you didn't want to hear so much drums, but you wanted to hear your own stuff, you could control that, for instance, on the mix. That's really clever. Alternatively, if you just wanted a general overall mix of what's going on, then this is a great way of controlling that, and we can show you how that works, and we're going to plug it all in and everything as well, okay? If you don't know much about PRESONUS, they have what they call, they call it a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like an environment, okay? And an ecosystem, that's right, so an ecosystem. So what it does is enables all of their equipment to work together. In tandem and in harmony with each other, which is really, really good. And so if you've not experienced the PRESONUS ecosystem, then you're in for a treat tonight. We'll try and give you examples of that. Now, if I can just position my camera, let's get rid of that for a second. If I can position my other camera here, I'll show you quickly, very quickly, the mixing desk itself. So we're going to be looking at, and bear with me a second for the shaky cam. I'm going to bend that down slightly, because what we're looking at is the mix. The mix is here. So the mix that I'm sending to you guys is on mix 7 and 8, and it's a stereo pair that are linked. And if I unlink them, just for 2 seconds, if I go there and unlink, let's go there, so you can just about see the, can you or not? There we go. So there's a button here that says stereo link. Now if I unstereo that, you're only going to hear it in one channel because I've unlinked those two stereo pairs of channels. Okay, so I'm going to link that back again, so you've got me back in both ears if you're listening on headphones. If you're listening on speakers, you know, you kind of lost it on one side there, so it's pretty cool. Rob saying hi to Sammy. Nice to keep the family going, keep it all nice and familiar here as well, which is good. Nice to see you all tonight. So without further ado, I think we'd better get going, and what I'm going to be doing is trying to bring you along for the ride, if you will. So I'll take you to the back of the mixer where we plug it in. We'll take you to the EARMIX 16M, which is to my left, and I'll get it unboxed for you and put it on the desk here itself so we can see it. And then we can, you know, I don't normally have it in front of me. It's pointless having it in front of me because I'm listening to you guys via the desk itself and on the headphones here. But I wanted to demonstrate this so you can see the power of this particular unit and how that would work in a live environment, okay? So I'm just going to clear the desk a second because I don't want it to have too much cluttered in the desk itself. Get those things out of the way. Just to make some space for the thing as well. So let's begin with nice place, Paul. Looks great. Thank you, Rob. Thank you very much indeed. Yes, settling in nicely. Just need to get some acoustic sound tiles up on the walls either side, and because it is very, very, it's very echoey, as you can probably tell, unless I get really close to the mic. So yeah. So here we go. We're going to unbox this. This is the EARMIX 16M from PRESONUS, and let's do that right away. So here we go. We're going to open this box, and lo and behold, we have a cable. I'll show you what that's for in a moment or two. You probably already recognize it, but we'll go through that in more detail in a second or two. Okay, so if I pull this out, here we go. This is the unit itself. Just take off the protective packaging, put that back in the box. Always keep, I mean, you know, it can get a bit much if you keep every single box that you ever bought stuff in, or you ever bought, you know, for stuff for the studio or for whatever it might be. But it's worth keeping the box, because when it comes to selling these things, it'll sell far better if you can picture it in the box, and it comes with its own box, and even, you know, keep the packaging around it as well, which is quite useful. Keeps it nice and neat and tidy, stops it getting damaged. And you know, if you've got the manual that came with it as well, I don't think this one did come with a manual. If it has, I've kind of filed it somewhere, probably under manuals in my filing cabinet, which is at their house. It's not here at the flat. So, but you know, it's worth keeping all of these things, because, you know, if you ever wanted to sell it, or you wanted to upgrade it to something else perhaps, then, you know, it's going to have much more value to it if you keep these kind of things intact, all right? So we'll take the plastic packaging off. Let's get rid of the box. And then need this one in a second or two. That's the power supply. But this is the EARMIX 16M. Okay, give you a nice little close-up there. We're going to see some different shots of it as well on the different camera in a second or two. But you see it's got 1 through 16 along the bottom there. You can, there's like a white printed bit on the thing, so you could use a felt tip and use that as a scribble strip, so that you know where those mixes are going to end up on that particular strip. Okay, but for this purpose, we're just going to show you, you know, I showed you earlier on the other camera. If I go to that, this one here is, put that down a second. Yeah, so we're looking at mix 7 and 8, which is what I'm sending to you guys. These two here is what I'm sending to you guys. Okay, so we're gonna pretend that is what we're going to be sending to the EARMIX 16M. Okay, so let me just put that on the desk there so we can see it in a moment or two when I get the camera there, and go back to this camera here and just unpackage the, let's have a look here a second. Rich Vibes as well, fresh out of the box. Yeah, for sure. And, you know, I've been using it, but what I wanted to do was go from scratch. So literally, if somebody's just bought one of these, if you're watching this on the playback and you've literally just bought one of these units, then hopefully this will give you an ideal way of kind of getting started, really, from basics and getting started from scratch, okay? So what I'm going to do is nip around the back of the mixer and plug this in, okay? Give me 2 seconds and we'll will transfer the camera over to the back of the mixer itself. So let me see how I can do this. I'm probably going to take it off if it's stand, and it'll be a bit kind of shaky cam for a bit, but hopefully that'll be okay for you. In fact, you can probably, if I do this, you can watch me go around the back of the here. So give me 2 seconds. I'll take my headphones off so I'm not going to get strangled by the box. Rob Thomas says that's a good point about keeping the packaging and the manuals. Yeah, absolutely. You know, so like I say, if you want to resell it, it does give it more value if you can, you know, if you can keep all the packaging that comes with it, because that's going to be really useful in time. Okay. I'm going to bring this with me as well. This is an Ethernet cable, and I'll show you what that's used for in a second. So let's swap over to the other camera, and I'll take you around the back of the mixer now. This is the front of the mixer, of course, and that's those 2 channels that I told you about here. If I want to return to the main mix, which is what I can hear through my headphones, I'll just go to main mix there, and you'll see that a different fader comes up there. Now that's the audio channel coming back from the computer, but I don't want to send you that because obviously you'll get feedback and echo, so that's always down really low on that particular channel. This is a 32 channel digital mixing desk from PRESONUS. Okay, it's the studiolive 32SC digital mix system. Double M Pro says I just got it last week. Brilliant stuff. Double M Pro saying I got the 32s. Thanks for joining us, by the way, Double M Pro. Really good to see you on the stream tonight. So I'm just going to dive around the back of this thing, and you'll see the kind of back behind the scenes and stuff like that. So what we're going to do here, this is the back of the Studio Live. And so what we've got here is a number of things going on. So you've got control. So the blue one, the blue Ethernet cable here is going to the internet. It's going to the back of the router there, which is fine. Okay. USB is going to the back of the computer down there. And then what we're going to use is this audio network cable, or socket rather, here. It's called AVB. Hopefully you can still hear me. I know I'm around the back of the thing, but hopefully you can still hear me. Just a second. There a sec. I'll do this. So what we're going to do is literally fire it up from scratch and get the idea of how this is all going to connect together. So going back to going back to the back of the mixer here, plug that into the AVB audio network. In there, nothing happening yet, of course, because it's not plugged into anything. But what we're going to do is bring that other end of that into the back of the EARMIX 16M, and we're going to plug that into there like that. And I'm going to do it on the through rather than the AVB in. Okay, right, great stuff. So now what I need is the mains cable I've got to bring with me, which is here. Let's take that around the back as well. Plug that into a nearby mains socket. Happen to have plenty of those here, which is brilliant. So stay there 2 secs. Plug that into there. And put it into the power socket there. Fine. And for this purpose, I'm going to plug a set of headphones. Which, of course, what would happen on the stage is, you know, your musician or voiceover artist or whatever, singer, guitarist, drummer, plug their own headphones into there, and I'll put that around, running out of space here. So I'll put that on this side of the speaker, so I don't get confused with my other set. So now we're coming back to this side, and we're going to power up the EARMIX 16M. Okay, so that's now powering up. It's connecting to the AVB network of the computer, of the the mixing desk, and it's currently on channel 1. Now on mix 1, we've currently got nothing going through mix 1. All right, although it's saying we do. Okay, which is interesting. So let's go across to the different faders. All right. So what it's showing here, give me 2 seconds. Let me go back to that one. What it's showing is it's coming through the booth mic. It's showing the booth mic is coming in on channel 1. You see the levels are moving there. And then it's also showing the level meter there as well. So I am hearing things through that. But what we don't want to do, what we want to do is to show you mix 7 and 8. So we've got a mix 7 and 8, okay? And on mix 7 and 8, you can see that when I talk into the microphone, the two channels that are moving and making noise are 7 and 8 on here. So you can automatically switch to those two. And as you can see, they are linked left and right, okay? Now I can unlink those by pressing that button there, the link button on there, and it would only be coming out of one channel in my headphones. But I don't want that. I want that to be linked because I want it to be a stereo pair. So if I'm sending a stereo signal to that particular ear mix, that mix 7 and 8, of course, which is what's coming to you guys, then I want those to be linked as well, 7 and 8 to be linked as a stereo pair. Okay? So every time you speak, you can see the levels moving there. You can adjust the levels, of course. Headphones levels there. And you can also adjust the level coming in as well. So it doesn't have to be as harsh as that. You know, if you're quite sensitive hearing, you can drop the volume of that, of course. You can also adjust the bass, treble, mid-frequencies and mid-level. And you can also change the pan left and right on this as well. It's got so many features to it. It's really, really good. You can also solo each of the channels if you wanted to, just to listen to one particular thing. You can also mute them in your headphones as well by pressing the mute button. And there are things like store, recall, and group, which I don't tend to use because I don't use this anywhere near enough currently. And to be frank with you, I wouldn't know how to use it. So that's basically how we've set up this particular mix. Now on mix 7 and 8, you can see that what's coming down the line is the desk mic is muted, so it's not that one. But the booth mic is channel 9. Okay, and that's coming down there. If I go to user, I have them all at this end as well. Okay, I could put the DAW, the digital audio workstation fader up as well if I wanted to send that to the mix. But let's say, for instance, that I wanted something on my computer. Let me just switch back to that for a second. Let's say, for instance, I wanted something on my computer to be playing through the stereo mix, okay? So let's go to just play something through Epidemic Sound, for instance, which is the music package that I use. So look, software, Epidemic Sound. There we go, logging into there. Let's log in. And I'm just going to play a track at random once that's logged in. Let's go for genres. And we'll go for, let's say, for instance, R&B and soul. Let's go with some funk for a change, yeah. You know how much I love the funk. And we'll go with Margarita and Playtime is the track I'm going to use. So I'll just show you on this one. So on this side, just going to play that there. And what we're going to do is we're going to listen for it on here. Now, I can hear it in my headphones, but you guys currently can't hear it, okay? So if I go to the other camera, let's have a look here. Let's go to the NDI camera here. Let's go to quick play, like that. So what you can see is that the music is coming down this channel here. That's the music from the computer. Now, when I turn this up, you're now hearing that track, okay? I'm writing it so you can hear me as well. And you can also see it moving on there. Okay, so anything that's going through 7 and 8, which is obviously what I'm sending to the computer as well, is selected on that EarMix 16M. And it's coming back to you and also back down through the channels there. If I turn it right down again, no volume there apart from my voice. And then on the volumes there, you can see that moving quite clearly. But the fader is right down and we're on mix 7 and 8. On my mix, on the main mix, the volume is up. So I turn that down, it disappears from my headphones. And then I put that back up, I can now hear it again in my headphones, okay? So mix 7 and 8. Bring that up. And again, you can hear that music again, yeah? Wick Profit is in from Canada, says hi. I'm late as usual. No problem at all. Wick, glad you're here. And also Jack Cacti's in the house. Hello, Jack. Good to see you too, my friend. Thank you very much indeed for joining. We're just in the middle of demonstrating the PRESONUS EARMIX 16M, which is the independent headphone mixer that would be brilliant. So if you can, let me just take that off a second and go back to this camera. If you can picture, turn that music down. If you can picture that, you know, it's not going to be on the same desk as you're performing with the desk. Of course it's not. So let's assume that it's in a different room and you've got an instrumentalist, guitarist, musician, vocalist, whatever it might be, that wants to hear their own mix and their own, you know, kind of unique mix of what you're sending them. What you can do is kind of marry this particular piece of hardware with PRESONUS software. And you've got UC, which is Universal Control. You've also got an app that you can download for Android and for the Apple market as well. And you can control the levels of mix. And also, if you're a producer and you don't want that musician to have so much control over it, you can actually lock them out of certain features as well, which is quite useful if you're in the live environment. You don't want them to mess up the whole mix for everybody else, including yourself. So you can give them permissions as to what they can use and what they can't use, which is another pretty good thing. Rich Vibes saying hi to Wit. Absolutely. Let's do that. Hi, Wit. Whit Profit. What a great name that is, isn't it? Excellent stuff. All right, so I hope that's helped. If you've got any questions, by the way, on what we've done so far this evening, please do let me know in the comments. We'd love to hear your feedback. I know that obviously we heard from Double M Pro earlier on. Just got it last week. He's got the 32S, which is like a different, like a larger mix of the EARMIX system. I believe that's what you're talking about, which is pretty cool. And yeah, thanks very much indeed for joining us. Rob says that's a good point about keeping the packaging and manuals for resale purposes later on, because you never know if you're going to upgrade yourself perhaps and choose something else on the market. And if you want to sell that particular product, it's great to have all of those kind of bits and pieces together so that you can then move it on and get it shifted, get somebody else have a great use out of it as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, certainly hope that's of use to you this evening. And it's, like I say, it's something that I don't use enough, this particular piece of kit. I mean, I should do, but I don't. And the reason for that is that, currently whilst I'm kind of moving premises and stuff like that, I haven't rebuilt the voiceover booth. Is going to go behind there. So there'll be some different kind of paneling on the walls there where the microphone is. You see the microphone in the distance there with the curved baffle. That's going to form part of that corner there, will form part of the voiceover booth that I'm going to be using to do voiceovers with, because I can't do voiceovers out here in the open because you can hear there's a lot of room noise, and that's going to cause issues down the line, and it's not going to sound as professional as it would normally do. So the idea is to kind of build a voiceover booth behind there, not attach it to the wall, but have it kind of freestanding, if you will. And then that will be a great place to be able to record audio straight into the mixing desk and then straight into the software that I use, which of course is the PRESONUS PRESONUS Studio One version 5 Pro. And PRESONUS have got a thing called Sphere. So if you go onto their website, presonus.com, you'll find a thing called Sphere, S-P-H-E-R-E. And what that does is that enables you to purchase the software, the PRESONUS Studio Live. Sorry, I keep saying that, don't I? PRESONUS Studio One 5 Pro version of the software, but you're not buying it outright. You're buying it on a subscription basis. And for some people, that's a cheaper option, and it's a great option to have because every single time they do an update, you're going to get that for free, which is pretty cool as well. Okay. So yeah, I really hope that has helped. If you've got any other questions regarding what we've got here tonight, anything to do with the kit, the microphone, the speakers, the lights, the cameras, the action, then excuse me, then obviously do drop it in the comments, and I'll get around to answering them as soon as I can. Good stuff. Now, something we like to do on the channel from time to time is the jingle of the week. It's the jingle of the week. And as those that are regulars to this particular channel will know, I'm a big fan of Jam Creative Productions, and they're based in Dallas, Texas. And they've been producing jingles since 1974. And the majority of American jingles, and certainly European jingles as well, including here in the UK, were produced by Jam in the 80s and 90s and into the years 2000. So I was lucky enough to go over to the States in 2015, celebrate my 50th. And bought a jingle over there, which is great. You've heard that. It's the DJ one that I play you. But also in 2016, 2017, maybe 2018, in fact. 2018, I ordered another jingle from them. And it was quite a long jingle. And it was one of the ones that was featured on a station over here called Radio 1. Anybody from the UK will know who Radio 1 is. Radio 1 used to be the #1 station in the UK. Now it's Radio 2, ironically. Both of them owned by the BBC. But back in the day, back in the 70s and 80s and early into the early 90s, Jam Creative Productions created all of the jingles that Radio 1 played. And I was lucky enough to choose one of those jingles and have them made in Dallas, sung in Dallas, and then sent over electronically, and then I downloaded them at my end. So what I'm going to play you is a remix that you don't normally hear on my channel. It's the full-length version. It's got like a ramp at the beginning, which obviously is something that the jock would talk over. So, you know, hi, welcome to the show. This is what we've got coming up. Make sure you drop us a message, blah, 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 blah. And Whit says, oh, my favourite part of the show. Brilliant stuff. And he's a huge demand, or Hugh Demand, as he calls himself, Whit Prophet, is telling Rich that full name is Whitney. Hi, Rich. Only at the weekends, Whit. That's correct, isn't it? So yeah, going back to this jingle. So there's a ramp at the beginning, and then the vocals kick in. And I had some remixes. I asked them to do different variations of the vocals because I, as a mobile DJ that I do locally, I DJ in Devon, which is my home county where I was born and raised. But I've now moved to Cornwall, and I do a lot of gigs in Cornwall. So I thought, well, I'll have them change the lyrics around slightly. So the one you're going to hear right now as our jingle of the week is the full-length mix with the Cornish version. Okay, the Cornwall that is not in the Cornish language. It's just, it's Americans singing English, but it's the Cornish version. So I certainly hope you enjoy this. Have a listen. So this will be the bit that you talk over, and hi, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for joining us on Love Audio Production. Stay there.
Across the Southwest, Cornwall's favorite Love Audio.
So yeah, and I'm a massive jingle geek, or even jingle geek. Yeah, jingle geek. So we tend to feature Jam Creative Productions jingles in our jingle of the week. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to support the channel in any way, shape or form, you can always go onto our website, which is loveaudio.co.uk, and you'll find the contact us page there. Go to there and fill in the details. Love to hear from you, of course, if you've got anything question-wise with regards to audio production. Also, if you want to get yourself some merch similar to what I'm holding here, which is the Love Audio mug, certainly gets its use every single week, and also t-shirts and things like that. Get yourself over to teespring.com, or now spring.com as they've renamed themselves, and do a search for Love Audio's merch store. You'll find all the stuff there that you possibly need. Etch DMB is in the house, drum and bass extraordinaire. Hi, also late. Shocking behaviour. You know what time we go live. It's every Monday night, 8 p.m. UK time, which in this case is BST, British Summer Time. Obviously, when the clocks go forward, backwards an hour in October, then obviously it'll be GMT and not BST. All right. So thanks so much for joining, Tom. Thank you very much. It doesn't matter if you're late, as long as you turned up. You can also always watch the playback, of course, can't you, on the replay? Pond the replay. So listen, guys, that's almost it for this evening. Bit of a shorter stream, I realise that, but I hope you enjoyed our demonstration of the EARMIX 16M by PRESONUS. And like I say, if you've got any comments about that, any questions you've got, and do drop them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them through the week. Going live, of course, next Monday night at 8 p.m. BST, British Summer Time. Whatever that might be, of course, where you are in the world, let us know. And there may well be an ironing stream with Iron Man, all right, coming up this week. Probably not Wednesday, because I'm back over at the house on Wednesday, doing a shift over there and also picking up some more stuff for the house, for the flat. But probably either Tuesday or Thursday evening. Just pre-warning you, look out for Iron Man coming soon, all right? Listen, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us, and do enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll catch you later. Take care. Oh, here's that jingle again. This is the instrumental version with an end sung tag. Enjoy.